I am curious when you break down all of these numbers by age, there's a pretty clear picture of younger voters 49 and below versus voters 50 and above, and they trend a certain direction. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. So, younger voters have been a little bit difficult to track this election cycle, especially compared to previous election cycles. And that was especially true when we had President Biden at the top of the ticket. We saw some, frankly, strange numbers where, the 18 to 29 demographic was breaking for Trump. Um, and that was really because there was so many undecided voters in there at that time. That is not the case anymore. We see Vice President Harris winning these voters by roughly a 2-to-1 margin. But when you look at the 30 to 39 demographic, these voters who are just a little bit older, that's very competitive. That's roughly a 50-50 split between Harris and Trump. So that is a little odd, and that's not necessarily what I would want to see if I'm on the Harris campaign. But as you noted, if you look overall with the under 40 category, or sorry, under 50 category, we see Harris is around 55% with these voters overall. That's not bad. That is, I would want to see that if I'm on the Harris team. I would really like to see that get closer to that 60% mark overall, but it's not a bad place to be. And the opposite is true for Trump. He is winning among voters over the age of 50. That's exactly what we would expect. We're not necessarily seeing some of those oldest voters, so those in the 70 plus category. We're not necessarily seeing them soften on their support for Trump, which we saw previously. So that's a good sign for him. If I'm him, I want to run the score with these older voters. I think he's mostly doing that, and there is obviously a little ways to go since he's still trailing Harris. But these are positive trends for him. She's seeing some positive trends, but she does probably need to boost those sort of 30-year-old voters if she's going to get to that same mark that Biden did.